Hi, everybody. Lisa Kessler with Kessler Insurance, and I get to be here again today on behalf of Cheers for Charity New Hampshire. And as usual, I get the honor of introducing Joanne Burchuck and saying hello. Hi, Joanne.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you. Yeah, I'm Joanne Burchuck. I'm with Lighthouse Physical Therapy. And today we get to talk to one of our favorite places in Portsmouth, which is the Music Hall. So excited you ladies can join us. And we have both Tina and Ashley from the Music Hall. And if you guys both want to just take a minute, introduce yourself, what you do there, and then, tell us a little bit about what's going on at the Music Hall these days. Either one of you can start. Go ahead.
Great. Okay. Well, my name's Tina Sautel, Executive Director. I took on this role in July 1st of last year, right in the thick of the pandemic. Prior to that, I was the CFO, so I've been with the organization for a number of years. But I oversee the overall operations, and I have just the pleasure of working with a wonderful board and a really wonderful contingent of volunteers and staff. And Ashley's one of our most amazing staff members, so I'll let her introduce herself next.
Thank you very much, Tina. And thank you so much, Lisa and Joanne, too. This is a great opportunity. My name is Ashley Tucker Pollock. I'm the Chief of Staff here at the Music Hall. Coming up on my 9th year here, and this is probably one of my 9th titles, which has just been fabulous, being part of this amazing organization ever since I was a kid, actually. So thank you for having us.
So share with us what is up going on in the Music Hall these days.
Well, I think unlike a lot of arts and entertainment venues, we have found a way to remain open through COVID. Certainly, we were shuttered last year when everybody was in lockdown mode. We worked with a number of constituents throughout the state and state health officials to come up with a set of operating guidelines that allowed us to produce both outside and indoor socially distant shows. So since last August, we've been open, and we're the other reason we've been able to do that is kind of because of the structure of our facility. It's a historic venue located in the downtown heart of Portsmouth. It was built in Ashley. Let me see if I'm going to get this right. 1878.
You got it.
Right. So it's a beautiful venue, generally seats 900 people, but we've been doing shows upwards to 200, 250 people max, so that we can keep everybody socially distanced, safe. We're just thrilled to say that we've been able to do well over 120 events since last August. And well over 5,000 people have come through our doors. Normally, we have upwards to 100,000 people that we have traversed through the Music Hall, the Historic Theater, as well as our second venue, which is called The Loft, located on Congress Street, much smaller venue, 120 seats there. But that venue, because of its size, has actually been shuttered the entire time. The other thing, though, that allowed us to be open throughout this time is we have a brand new HVAC system, and that's such a key component of being able to bring people inside safely. And it has a number of added air filtration features that we added to it. So we've been doing our usual lineup of programming, music. Comedy has meant a lot to people these days, finding a way to laugh and find levity and all that is so hard and challenging in the world today. And we're trying to find ways to bring back our film programming. That's been a little more challenging because the film industry has been particularly hit hard in being able to produce movies through the pandemic. But I'll let Ashley maybe chime in and talk about some of the creative things we've done because of COVID and things that we hope to carry forward beyond once this pandemic is behind us.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're what we call our COVID silver linings. There are things that we've had to pivot towards and readjust and adapt throughout this time that, quite frankly, some of them will be taking forward with us even after restrictions are lifted and we're back into a healthy environment. But one of the things that we ventured into was live streaming. It was something that we hadn't particularly done before. But now our Writers on a New England Stage series, where we feature an author from any part of the country is possible without having them to necessarily travel to Portsmouth, New Hampshire. But it also allows a different audience to join in, that it's a little bit more accessible in the fact that you can be at your home on your computer attending a writer's event. We've also done that with some live streaming events. When it comes to music and musicians, we're doing a hybrid where we're doing a live event at the music hall on the historic stage while also live streaming it. So you can be there in person, or you can be at your house watching it. And then I also, another COVID silver lining here has been our ability to start collaborating with a number of Seacoast arts organizations, cultural organizations. We've just announced our All Together Now collaboration with 3S in Prescott Park. It's a fundraiser event with 3 artists that we're bringing to the Historic Theater, which is just so thrilling. I think it's a historic moment for all of us, and to collaborate in this way, and with the first performance on May 14th with Zach Williams. So definitely get your tickets if you haven't already, because they are starting to sell very quickly, which is great. And again, fundraiser for all of these organizations. That means so much to our community.
And that will be at the music hall, you said, right?
At the music hall, yep.
Now, are you guys going to be able to do your outdoor events again this spring, summer? When do you see that that's going to start happening?
Yeah, that series is called Live Under the Arch. Started last year because of COVID, finding a way to bring people together safely outside, socially distance again. We're going to repeat all of that this summer. And we're thrilled to be able to highlight local artists. And now we can, because the travel restrictions have been lifted, we can invite more regional artists and artists who are beginning to do national tours again. And I think that's one of the best parts of what the music hall has brought to the community. It's helping you connect with artists that you otherwise wouldn't know, or you've never seen before or heard before. So we'll be kicking that off in early May, and we have approval through the city to run that series through October. We'll see, how the weather cooperates with us in the later parts of the fall season, but we certainly have a number of shows lined up all the way through September as of right now. So.
I'm so glad you guys have been able to switch over a lot of your programming to live stream also, which definitely opens up the audience and allows more people to come in. Any word if they're going to maybe start loosening up a little bit on the seating, which will allow you to be able to seat more people in your theater?
We don't have 100% clarity on that right now. There's certainly there's some signaling from the state officials that sometime after Memorial Day, maybe midsummer, all going to be dependent on the number of transmissions that are currently out there, infection rates, and vaccination rates. And so right now we're just planning to operate at our smaller socially distanced level all the way through the end of the summer, with hopes and plans that by September we'll be able to resume bigger shows inside. Our national touring artists of the likes of Melissa Etheridge and Lyle Lovett and Bruce Hornsby, they are all making plans to tour this fall. So we've really been excited to get back on, open those lines of communication with them once again, and to be hearing about their optimism and enthusiasm for getting back out to see live audiences. And our fingers are crossed that everything heads in the right direction so that we can do that and we can resume bigger houses sometime this fall. I don't think we're going to be at 100% this fall, but I think hopefully we'll be allowed to do enough volume of attendance and patrons that allow us to support the fees that generally come associated with these artists. So,
and just to put that into a little bit more perspective, our house seats about 900 people. Throughout this time, we've capped out about 250 for each show. That's a sellout for us right now. So a very much different number, very smaller, but we're still seeing people coming out to the live events as well throughout this time, since we've been open since August. So it's been reassuring in the consumer confidence level.
Well, and that's a huge cut for you guys in your ability to sell all those extra tickets. How are you guys managing, and what are your biggest needs right now, and how people can help you out?
Oh, that's such a great question. Well, we have to recognize the support we've received from the state of New Hampshire, Governor Sununu, his reopening task force, and his approach for how to manage the original stimulus money that came to the state. This is going all the way back to last spring, through the CARES Act. He was very thoughtful and considered the impact of supporting nonprofits, and then in addition to that, the nonprofit arts sector. And so we had multiple funding opportunities to apply for, and we were successful in getting those funds. That has sustained us greatly, along with our donor support has remained 100% steadfast. We've not had an erosion there. And in fact, I think in a number of cases, for sure, we have seen donors increase their level of support for us this year. We had to make some hard decisions. We certainly had to do some layoffs and a number of operating expense cuts to be able to sustain us through this, and to keep the music hall strong well beyond the pandemic. But in terms of where we're headed, certainly we want to advocate for people getting vaccinated. That's the number one thing people can do, is get vaccinated. And we're working with our fellow historic theaters and other venues to spread the word on those lines. We're applying for the Save Our Stages grant, which is another round of COVID stimulus funding. We're very hopeful that the pot of money that has been set aside for arts and entertainment venues across the country will not run out before we get our opportunity to submit our application. So that will give us a tremendous amount of support if we're successful in that. But I would say the other thing that folks could do is look at our outdoor programming. If you're not ready to come inside, look at our live stream programming. If you're still, hunkered down and doing a lot of activities still from home, there's wonderful content, a variety of content out there. And if you do come to shows, help spread the good word about, your experience, and give us feedback if there's anything we can do to make people feel safe and comfortable and feeling good about coming back out. So
I think that's one of the most important things, how people can help, is just the advocacy of all of us in the arts and culture sector, of just how we're going to come out of this and still maintain, the impact that we do have on the community. And, there are other things where you can help with any of these organizations, but with the musical especially, is you can volunteer and be a volunteer for one of our shows. You can greet people at the door, help them to their seats, even becoming a member or renewing your membership if it was not possible this past year, but maybe going forward, it might be something that you can do. We have a sponsorship program for businesses who are interested in supporting the music hall as well. So there is a variety of different ways to help. And, we are fortunate, but we will still need a little bit of help when it comes to getting on the other side of this, just because it's been quite the year for everybody. So.
That's fantastic. And so we teased it a little bit. There's all these opportunities, right, for people, whether they spread the good word, whether they come to a show or another kind of presentation, whether they watch it online, whether they volunteer. And the best way to learn about all those things is what?
musichall.org. Go right to our website. Wouldn't you say, Ashley?
Go right to the website. Everything is there. You can literally reach out to any one of us, and we will be able to help you, show you the way in which we can get you involved in the music hall in any capacity.
Yeah, and if you're on the socials, as we like to say, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, we're on all those platforms, and we're daily, weekly sending out new information about what's going on. So check us out there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. Well, we so appreciate you guys both of you giving us time this morning or this afternoon, and sharing with us all the amazing things that you're still doing at such a historic and important facility in New Hampshire. And you guys make a huge difference in the Seacoast and to the quality of life for those of us that live here. And you provide jobs and you provide people coming in where they're spending money at local restaurants, and you make a major impact on our economy. So we're so grateful that you're working so hard to keep it up. So thank you for all you do.
Thank you so much.